Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. To the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces, and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay. We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting. I am so impressed. The vibrancy. Hello, and welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show on WLVS, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. We're right across from Howard University in the nation's capital. How good is that? Let me ring that bell. Listen, I want to talk about the sponsors before we bring the Smart City of Excellence Mayor Eugene W. Grant on. And so let me just thank our sponsors. First, we have Gina. Where is Gina Duncan? Yes, Gina S. Duncan Insurance Agency, where you get your insurance and much more. When she started telling me all of the different things she covers, my goodness, I was just impressed. And she's in the studio, so we may get a chance to meet her. But she covers auto and home, cattle, farmers, the whole gamut. And if you could bring that up one more time. Yes, and she's given a 25%. She said, ask her about the 25%. Again, that's Gina Davis. I can't really see it. It's 240. Gina, tell me what the number is.
240-463-1972.
Did you hear that, Igor? Yeah. Again, 240-463-1972. 1972. There it is. I should have asked him to do that in the first place. Anyway, she's wonderful. She's a part of an organization that I love, Sisters for Sisters Network, and I actually got my insurance from her, and I am asking you and recommending her to do the same. So thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate you. And our next, we have Liberty Tax. It's tax time. You have until the 15th to be legal, and here you have $500 to $62.50 that you'll get back at an advance, an easy advance from Liberty Tax, and that is Daryl and Alicia Pryor. And I think we have a video, right, Igor?
It's tax time. Are you procrastinating, dreading that day to have to come into the tax office for assistance? Don't stress. We're here for you. No stress, no guess for us. No return is too complicated or too hard. Give us a call. We're standing by to help.
Thank you so much. Gina S. Duncan, Insurance Agency, and Liberty Tax. Thank you so much, our sponsors for today. Well, let's get this show on the road. To my right and to your left is none other than the Smart City of Excellence, Seat Pleasant, Mayor Eugene W. Grant. Let's bring him on, Igor. Come on now.
Thank you, Doc.
Welcome.
Thank you so very much. Happy to be here with you.
Happy to have you finally here with us. Wow, we don't have much time because he has somewhere else to go. He's always doing something. But I did hear you did something with the mayor of D.C. recently. So let's get that out the way.
Yes, just moments ago, we were on Eastern Avenue, started at the Marvin Gaye Park, did a walk to bring attention to sex workers that are in that area. There were 2 deaths recently in the Fairmont Heights area. And so Mayor Bowser of D.C. and the county executive of Prince George's County, Angela Also Brooks, 2 strong, phenomenal, dynamic women leaders here in the United States.
Yes, come on now.
Working together on the cross-border issues that affect both Washington, D.C. and Prince George's County. And of course, yours truly was there as well to lend support to our 2 leaders in that area to ensure that we're providing quality services for all of our constituencies. There are no lines whatsoever when it comes to working together and doing what is right by the people.
Yes, my God, yes. And that's a great segue for all that you're doing for the community, pouring into the earth. Your residents adore you, and I see why, because we, and along with Jeannie Jones and some other fabulous media personnel, we were on your address.
Yes,
right?
and we are very excited to have had your participation in that event, which was our State of the City address this past January. It was just phenomenal. We had so many people to come out and lend their support, and we thank you so much for being there as well.
Well, I thank you, and I hope I'm invited back again because
Of
that
course.
was phenomenal. The who's who of everyone was there, and the things that you're doing to set Seat Pleasant apart is just extraordinary. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about why you got into politics in the first place.
Well, obviously there was a need for effective leadership that is going to pay attention to the needs of a constituency. So therefore, a lot of individuals in the community asked me to run. I was doing community nonprofit work with young people, and so they said, look, you need to be elevated to the next level. So 2004, the citizens overwhelmingly voted me in, and now I'm the longest serving mayor in the city's history.
Oh, yes. Why are you so passionate about from the babies to the elders, the seniors, and I mean passionate, y'all? What drives you?
Well, this four-letter word called love. You know, somebody loved me one day, and so when you receive love and you understand what love is all about, then you can extend that love to other human beings as well. So everything that we do is about love. You cannot serve a people if you do not love the people. And so we love our people, everything about them, even the good, the bad. Sometimes we still got to love on them anyway. And hopefully, if you give them enough love, they will change some of their behavior and do what is right.
And that's exactly what you've done. Because I know you're known to pitch a tent in a minute. Y'all Google that.
Yes, we are known for that.
Yes. So tell us some of the things that you're doing, although I know the priorities. Our viewers, tell them why we love you so much. You don't get any sleep, I know that.
Very rarely.
Yes. So tell us some of the priorities you have for the residents of Seat Pleasant, and you're traveling a lot, so tell us about that.
So what we have been able to establish through the work of our entire team is not just me, it's an entire team of individuals working together to transform our city digitally as the world's first authentic small smart city. And so as an African American community, that is something significant because you don't really see this happening in the African American community. So we've been able to do that, and real simple, that smart cities is about two simple words. It's about connectivity and data. Data drives the decisions that we do in Seat Pleasant, Maryland. So that becomes very important that we connect our people together. We use those devices that bring in information to help us drive our decisions, that we be more effective and efficient with the delivery of services.
Yes.
And it's the people whom we serve. So we are a citizen-centric government. So it's all about our citizens must come first in all that we do.
Yes.
And as a result of that, then the citizens reward you by re-electing you or supporting the initiatives that you put forward today. So tomorrow, if you don't mind me
I
saying,
don't mind.
so tomorrow we head to New York. We speak at the UN on Friday.
Yes.
This will be our third time, but what is significant about this one is our platform. We are revealing for the first time our ICT, Information Communication Technology Strategic Plan.
Yes, sir.
We're the first in the entire world to be able to do that, and this will be used by the UN General Secretary and the member states that are part of the UN in achieving the 17 Sustainable Development Goals for the entire world. And so here you have this small African American community leading the way in that effort, and we're very excited about that.
Well, we're excited for you and proud of you. Let's talk about some of those innovative things with IBM, who has partnered with you for starters. Talk about the robot and different things that are going on in your camp.
So IBM, we started with them. We went to Silicon Valley and signed an agreement with them back in 2017. They helped us to build our infrastructure for the smart city. As a result of that, that helped us to be the world's first authentic small smart city with that technology coming in. And so we're talking to major corporations like Apple, who is also a strategic partner of ours, and many other corporations. We will probably be the first in the region to have 5G network services in our community. We will have the opportunity of providing free Wi-Fi for all of our residents and businesses in the city within about a year and a half. We're on track to doing that. So there's so many things that we're able to do. We have probably one of the greatest apps that you can think of that we've designed and developed for our residents. By doing that, we've improved our response time with our residents by 98%. Has been an improvement in communicating with our residents. So we're very excited about this transformation that is occurring in Seat Pleasant right here in the DMV. We are leading the way for small cities in the entire world.
Indeed. You have the pulse on Seat Pleasant, but the pulse is going to just pulsate throughout the universe. I can tell if you're sitting next to this man, you can feel the energy, and I mean the universal energy of your heart. And I appreciate you so much.
We thank you.
Do you want to say anything about Seat Pleasant before we bring on a Seat Pleasant born and raised to join us?
Yeah, we're excited about this next guest that you're bringing on because a lot of people know us for Kevin Durant, but there's some other great people that have come out of Seat Pleasant as well, and we want to make certain that we're promoting them. But Seat Pleasant Day is coming up May 4th this year, and so we're encouraging people in the community to come out and join and celebrate with us 88 years of history here in the DMV area.
And I would not be doing justice if I did not thank Anthony, your executive assistant, because he made all this happen. I'm on him like white on rice.
Yes, and he's that way with me.
Glory to God. So listen, we will be right back with the Smart City of Excellence, Mayor Eugene W. Grant and Roger Gore of G Natural Products. That was great.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night, I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan. Falling when I try to stand, I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show right here on WLVS Radio. I am so super excited. If you're just tuning in, we have the mayor of the Smart City of Excellence, Mayor Eugene W. Grant, and now joining us is the Roger Gore of G Natural Products and now G Natural Films. Hey guys.
How you doing? How you doing, man? Awesome.
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Look, we are sitting here making history. We have two of Seat Pleasant's finest, and I'm gonna sit back and listen to your dialogue a little bit.
Well, let me just start it off by just saying that we are really happy and excited to have Brother Gore as a native of our great community. Our community is great because of people like him. He is not only a successful, award-winning entrepreneur, filmmaker, but he's also a mentor. He is someone that has reached back and has given back and has helped people along the way. And we are just really proud of you, and we're excited to have you as a resident, as a good neighbor of Seat Pleasant, a smart city of excellence.
Oh, thank you, man. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I know all the citizens of Seat Pleasant and Holly Park, the division I come from, agree that you are probably the most amazing mayor that we've seen come along with a vision. I say, if you know the history of Seat Pleasant, we were always about commerce. We were always about ingenuity. So you have not only brought us back, you've taken us further. And the idea of the smart city, which I love. When I first heard the mobile mayor, I said, he's a genius. Because why? He said, I'm out here with the people. I'm not in the office. And when you look at the things that you have transcended through Seat Pleasant, every day I follow you on Facebook. I'm so proud. I speak about you every day, and I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, man. I appreciate you. I love you. And you're doing
Love
an
you as
amazing
well,
job.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, we are here talking about two of Seat Pleasant's finest. And Mayor, I'm so glad you're here, and Roger, you're here because you're both representing Seat Pleasant in such a fine, grand fashion. So what do you credit yourself, Roger, coming from Seat Pleasant and what you've gone through, your success with G Natural Products and now G Natural Films?
Seat Pleasant is an amazing community that was one of the original communities where African Americans actually migrated to from Washington, D.C. I believe it was Gregory Estates where everybody came to. So my mom and them came over in 1966 when I was born. And the community residents that came over, they all had amazing values, wanted the best for us as their kids. They were community related. They worked with officials like the mayor. My mother was crazy about Mayor Grant. She just, every time I mention her name, she knows that's my man. So we were all products of that amazing generation, and they taught us so many values, and they led us in a direction knowing that our faith is first, have that belief in God, and then have that belief in your family, and then also be instrumental and have concerns for your community. So when you have a generation like that raising kids, we are the product of their hard work. And when I look at Mayor Grant, he represents, he's younger than I am, I'm sure, but he represents that we understand where we need to be and how we're going to get there. And I will follow the mayor anywhere because his vision is sound and it includes everyone. And I just say that, you know, when you come from a neighborhood like Seat Pleasant, you got Kevin Durant, comes from Seat Pleasant. Yes. You have Sugar Ray Leonard, comes from Seat Pleasant. You have so many greats that come from Seat Pleasant based on that generation instilled in us. Dream big. And it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't have anything to do where you'll finish in life.
That's true. And I have to mention one because of the media segment, you know, Joe Claire. Hello.
That's right.
Joe Claire, I
And
forgot.
Jeannie
That's
Jones.
my
Yo,
guy.
my
Yeah.
girl.
Yes, Joe Claire.
From
I
the
apologize.
city.
That's my guy.
Oh, no. I'm just adding with you. I'm just piggybacking
No.
off you. So, Mayor, when you look at the Roger Gores and the people we have just mentioned, how proud you must be and how proud we all are of you. How proud is it? What is the feeling, the emotion that you feel just representing Seat Pleasant every day?
Well, Brother Gore represents the opposite of what many people think of Seat Pleasant. For a long time, a lot of people have spoke very ill and negatively of our community. And even when you go to the scripture of the Bible, which Evangelist Gore, his great mother, was like a mentor of mine, you know, can any good thing come out of Nazareth, the scripture asks. And so some people ask, can any good thing come out of Seat Pleasant? Well, yes, a whole lot of good has come out, but people have not highlighted. So that's why we thank you for Renee Allen and friends being able to bring us on and to highlight some of the great people, such as Brother Gore and others whom you have mentioned, that great things have come out of Seat Pleasant, Maryland. And so that's what makes me so proud to be able to represent this greatness that is seated to our right.
And we see, seated to my right, that there are great things to come. Come on now. So I understand you have a little surprise for someone.
Yes. So in recognition and in acknowledgement of the great work that Brother Gore has done, and even through the film of The Promise, the Father, the Son, and the CEO.
Yes, sir.
This is honor for us to present unto him a proclamation.
Wow.
In his honor.
Yes, sir.
This evening, just a small token of appreciation, but we do not diminish the fact that everybody don't get a proclamation from the man. You got to be found worthy.
Yes, sir.
To get
Amen.
a proclamation. So, if you don't mind, I want to present to you a mayoral proclamation. May it be known unto all present that this proclamation is hereby presented to Brother Roger Gore. Whereas Roger Gore was born on the 23rd day of December in the year of our Lord 1966 in the District of Columbia. And whereas Roger lived and grew up in the great Seat Pleasant, Maryland, on Seat Pleasant Drive, Holly Park, a smart city of excellence. Whereas Roger is the writer, executive producer of the popular documentary, The Promise, the Father, the Son, and the CEO. Whereas Roger dedicated the promise to George W. Gore Sr., veterans of war, World War II, and the Korean War for our country. Whereas Roger tributes the promise to caregivers and family members who care for their loved ones that have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. Whereas Roger is a role model for young African American men in the Seat Pleasant community, he upholds a standard of respect and dignity. We are proud to call him one of our own. Now, therefore, on behalf of the citizens and residents of Seat Pleasant, a smart city of excellence, we wish to congratulate Roger Gore on his film, The Promise, The Father, the Son, and the CEO, and look forward to what's to come as he continues to represent Seat Pleasant, a smart city of excellence, extremely well. Given under my hand of the Great Seal of Seat Pleasant, a smart city of excellence, this 10th day of April in the year of our Lord 2019, Eugene W. Grant, Mayor.
Thank you, Mary. Oh man, that sounds.
That's how you do it, y'all.
That's how you do a proclamation. See,
Mayor Grant
don't
for
nobody
president.
do a proclamation but Seat Pleasant like that. I'm sorry, that was like, man, that was awesome. That's why you are the mayor of the century for us, man. I really want to thank your office, thank the mayor. Just, you have been an amazing contribution to my life in watching you, knowing that, we all have to represent. And you have represented us abroad, globally, and they better understand, just like when I mention Seat Pleasant, I'm proud, you mention it just as proud, and you represent us and make us proud. So this proclamation is probably the greatest document I've received, especially coming from my hometown and coming from my great mayor.
Yes,
and
sir.
I want to thank Renee, and I also want to mention the director that assisted, that actually is a big part of this, is DeGuan Coleman. And I just want to give him some love because he worked on the project with me, partnered me, and I just think all have to remember that we have to take care of our family.
Yes, sir.
It's important to know that when the Bible says honor your mother and father,
Yes, sir.
it's strong, and it means that it has nothing to do with riches on earth. It has to do with everything in heaven.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not living it for here, I'm living it for there, and I was just honored to take care of my father and has do as much as I could and take care of my mom. And I thank you for the proclamation. This is just,
Well deserved.
little kid from Seat Pleasant.
Yes, sir. Well deserved.
Appreciate it. And thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you both. And, could you let them know how to get onto your smart app? And
Oh, yes, we welcome. You can visit us virtually at www.seatpleasantmd.gov.
And here on this very day, I become an honorary member of Seat Pleasant, Maryland, on my own accord.
Yes, indeed. So let it be said, so let it be done.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you so
Doc.
much. You
Thank
are
you so very
wonderful.
much.
Wonderful.
Appreciate it. Thank you, dear brother. Thank you so very much.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Shot with you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Certainly.
That's awesome, man.
Got it, but now I know it's not about me always getting my way. It's not about always looking for a change. I figured it out the second I walked away. It's all about the little things, all about discovering, all about the way you got me. It's all about the way I felt when you came around, and the way you picked me up when I was down. 'Cause it's all about the little things, all about remembering, all about the way it used to be. You see, it's all about the little things. I miss the little things. I take a ride, gotta get outside, pull the windows down, trying to clear my mind. Where are you? Could you be feeling the same as me? Do you think of me? It's not about me needing any more space. It's not about everything will be okay. I figured it out, but then it was too late. Oh, it's all about the little things, all about discovering, all about the way you got me. All about the way I felt Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan, falling when I try to stand. I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close my eyes. I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue me and take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, waiting here for you to find me, find me. Take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Remember, doesn't that sound familiar? The Carolina Kitchen, where you get your chicken and much, much more. Dr. Lance London. Listen, we are back with Roger Gore, not only the CEO of G Natural Products, which is all over the place, including 400 plus giant food stores, but we have him here because he is the executive director and writer of his first documentary called The Promise. And so what I'd like you to do, Roger, just tell him a little bit about it, and then we will have our guests say a little bit about themselves and how they felt about the premiere screening in Greenbelt, Maryland.
The Promise was a mini documentary that we did to highlight what families might go through experiencing caregiving for loved ones that may have dementia or Alzheimer's. I wanted to give it a personal feel, so I wanted to give it from my perspective of my experience and just share everyday decisions that you make, how it transcends from one stage to the next stage, and how each one of those stages can affect your life. And when I came up with The Promise, it was based on a promise that I gave my father, that I would never put him in a nursing home. And not understanding dementia or Alzheimer's and the stages that it went through and how it can progress quickly, it forced me to struggle with that promise that I made to him about not putting him in a nursing home. And every day that I pondered it, I came back to that I made him a promise. And it was based off that he had did so much for me in my time me having sickle cell disease growing up as a child. I was at a hospital a lot. I had crisis a lot. Never heard him complain. Never heard him feel negative about having to take me 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, weekends. And I'm sure it disrupted his day. And I knew when this was presented to me and I made that promise, it was my moment to pay him back. And I was honored. So.
Well, I told you in a personal conversation when you were actually taping in your office, executive office, my dad passed 2 years ago, and I lived vicariously through you and your parents because of his choices and new marriage. I was not able to do things I wanted to do for my dad in his passing. So when you talked about that, I'm just living through you, trying to just make it up to my own dad. And I'm just sure a lot of you out there who are listening in the studio and out there in WLVS land is that whether it's a child or a spouse or anyone, it could be anyone. It doesn't have to be an elderly person. You just hit like a brick, with caregiving. It's a huge issue, and it's going to be a global conversation, the promise.
Yes, definitely. And you actually were our inspiration as I contacted you. I told Juwan Coleman, who was the director and director of photography, that I got the perfect person to interview. And I said, let's call Renee. And you really gave us serious vision after we finished that interview. You said, Roger, it touched me, and I think it can be bigger than what you're thinking, and I think you should pursue a larger vision for it. So I commend you that you actually stirred us in this direction that we're going in.
Well, thank you. I commend my dad and my sister Lisa, who took good care of him, for you allowing me to do that. And we have, your screening was phenomenal. The Igor had just put up, he had just put up the kiosk that was out there. But we have 2 phenomenal testimonials here. If you would like to start with the beautiful lady, your name and a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Falune Tate, actress, singer, performer, author, new author. Very proud of that. But to get right into it, I don't even want to spend all that time because hopefully I'll see you at another time to talk about me. Yes, that's who I am. But today, I just have to say, I was blown away. I didn't know what to expect, but it took my breath away. Starting at the cinematography, I mean, you couldn't have asked for better storytelling. Wow. That's what happened. You see documentaries, we get nips and bits, but the storytelling and the way it just was streamlined through, it was moving, it was powerful, beyond powerful, inspirational. It makes you go, it's caretaking, I said, at its peak, the pinnacle of caretaking. I wanted to call it love-taking, love-giving, because it's just so beyond, you don't get it often. The honor and integrity to hold a promise, past, or the courage even, past saying, okay, I have a business, I have this, and you were already at the peak of your own business, and then to have to stop to say, oh, okay, I got to take care of my father because I told him I would. I told him I wouldn't put him in a home. That's huge. That takes courage. That takes tenacity, and I found that very powerful, very honoring. We always say death is not a promise. It's not. It's something that actually is promised to us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hold back, and that's across the board. So to watch your loved one, your father, your hero, pass and take care of him in the way you did. Y'all, that was powerful. I hope it does go far. I agree with you, Renee, that this should not be in a little hole. This should be for the world to see and hold on to and know what you can be, no matter where you come from. So thank you for that.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Yes. And our next testimonial is a business owner. Give them your name and what you thought about it as well, sir.
My name is William Jones. I'm the owner of Alumni for Life, LLC. My company deals with, it's about being personal, about your DNA. We always wear Under Armour, Nike stuff, but what about yourself? Where your pride? So, but as far as the movie goes, it was very personal. It touched me in so many different ways because my dad's name was George too.
Yeah.
And my dad worked in the produce at A&P, and if you know, back in the day, there were only two stores, Giant and A&P. And you know, just the way Roger told the story, you know, my dad didn't get in the home, but he passed away about 9 months ago, and it was very touching. And you know, your story, you told the story, but it's a story of so many people. But for you to be able to express it and show it, it just meant a lot. And I appreciate what you did, man, and it meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Oh man, appreciate that, William.
Well, I want to thank you both because, I mean, we had I was starting saying that Dr. Jazz, all kinds of people were there. And we asked the two of you because you really, on the red carpet, impressed us the way you were, just your whole light, you know, and commitment and loyalty to the whole thing. So thank you both so much.
And I have to say, I'm C. Pleasant through marriage. So I claim C. Pleasant too. Hey, C. Pleasant.
Claim that husband. What's his name?
Another
Claim that husband.
My Keith
Another
Tate.
one.
My Keith Tate.
And I'm C. Pleasant for 40 years or better.
There we go. So.
Holly Park.
But Renee, I want to
We
thank
in.
you for hosting that night. You did an amazing
Yes.
job to present it, and I couldn't think of anyone
Incredible.
better to present it because you were so close and you know me so well, and you just really made it an elegant. You know, you just put the 10 on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, we all appreciate you.
Well, I
know
appreciate
do.
you. You know, you were holding back the tears. I was holding back the tears. Oh, Tracy didn't hold back her tears. No, Lord.
Right. Tracy put it right out.
But listen, I just want to end this segment by you just telling them how they can get, I see it on the screen, the URL, but how they can get a hold of this wonderful documentary before we end the segment.
Yes, right now we have it on Vimeo, on video on demand. You can go to the link that you see on the screen. We're also going to be touring, doing screenings and premieres all over the country. My manager, Tallulah Anderson, is setting everything up now. And we're going to see if the world can see what we see, share a message, and hope we can reach people and make a difference. So just go to Vimeo.com and look for The Promise, and you can watch it. And you know, I think it's a 48-hour watch, and I just hope you really enjoy it. And again, I want to thank DeJuan Coleman. I want to thank Brother Mark, that also was one of the first that recommended his son work with me. So I just want to thank everybody involved, and thank my son Ruben and my
Ruben's in the studio.
wife,
Come on
Stephanie, and
now.
everybody, and my
Stephanie.
kids.
Oh, yeah, let's give it up to Stephanie Gore because, you know, behind the wife, though, it's a good thing to have a good wife to support you in all the promises of the world.
You gotta preach. You gotta preach.
And I want to say, just like myself, if you weren't able to make or even keep a promise, I know that your promise is in whatever you can do. And when you see this film, you will promise yourself to help in any way you can, any family member and beyond, because it will hit you right in the core of your soul. Yes. Thank you so much, Roger Gore, for your first G Natural Films. Many, many, many more. We love you so much. God bless you.
Renee.
We'll be right back, y'all, with Whips Unscripted with Gisette Lane English. Don't you move.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan. Falling when I try to stand, I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close close my eyes, I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue me and take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find.
Quiet on the set. Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show with the segment Whips Unscripted with the beautiful, smart, and brilliant Gisette Lane English. Come on now.
You're so kind. I don't
But
know
it's
about
true.
all that.
It's true. What you got, girl?
We got a lot going on today. We're going to talk about mental health.
Yes, that's really
right?
important.
A serious,
Yeah.
serious topic to talk about. So we have Ramonda Jordan, NFL wife, business consultant, co-founder of Off the Field Wives Association with us today. Ramonda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you both?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Renee.
Welcome. Thank you for taking the time out to speak with us today.
Oh, absolutely.
So can you tell everyone how you're affiliated with professional sports?
Yes, so I have been involved with sports for a long time. I'm a NFL coach's wife currently, and have my husband also was a player, so I'm a former player's wife. And we met in college, so we kind of follow football at the collegiate level as well, and have an athlete playing D1 volleyball up in New York. So it's kind of all threaded all throughout the life.
So you guys have a beautiful love story.
Oh, well, we think so. We're 25
Great.
years, we think so. But
Great.
yes, and like you mentioned, I'm one of the co-founders of Off the Field Players Wives Association. So that has kept me involved from the perspective of how I can be involved in sports.
Okay. So we know that the dynamics are different between player and coach, and there are challenges when you make that transition. So how have the dynamics that have changed affected your relationships with other whips, other women inside professional sports in your circle?
Well, really, it, at times, it can be a challenge, maybe in the beginning when you're making that transition, just because you have to have that shift in mindset, as a player's, wife, you get so used to that routine of maybe an in-season and off-season home, and your friends at one place, and your family and your support system in another place. But as you transition into coaching, typically, you have an off-season, but that doesn't mean that you switch locales. And so I think like one of the biggest things that I can see is that your community, you have to dig a little deeper to become a part of that community that you're in, because you're there year round. And, those are the people that are on your team, that you're with year round, as well as the people in the community. So, but has really, for me, has been a little bit different, because I've transitioned into coaching, but still being involved with Off the Field Players Wives Association. One of our goals is to be able to support the active wife. So in a sense, it's, I've had that opportunity, a unique opportunity to kind of walk that line with both. And an interesting thing that I've seen transpire over the years is my former players' wives that are now, we have a whole segment that we've gone through that phase of life, and now they're also coaches' wives. So, it gives us an opportunity to support each other.
Okay, so
Um,
you mentioned off the field, Wives Association, and
mhm.
you've gotten support from that organization. How important do you feel an organization like Off the Field is to women inside professional sports?
I think it's extremely important. I mean, the reason why we founded it was because there already was a sisterhood there, that's internally built in when you're kind of going through the ups and downs, of the season. And you're having your one day a week, where you kind of have that family time. Otherwise, they're working or out of town. And so you form that sense of community with those ladies. And so we wanted to continue that, nationwide, so that not only do you have that sense of community on the team that you're on, but that we recognize in a larger scheme that, we're really all, one team, one football family. And so it lends the opportunity for us to be able to support somebody that's moving on to another team and connect them, make those connections and build those relationships around the league, as well as being a resource. And I think that was really the key thing, is that we wanted to be able to be a resource for women, to make sure they knew about the programs that were available to them, maybe make sure they understood retirement and all the things that would come in the future as well as the present.
Okay, Off the Field is a phenomenal organization. What do you guys have coming up? I know you're headed to DC. What do you have coming up really quickly here in Washington next month?
Yeah, so with coming up, we have a getaway. We were founded in Washington, D.C., so it's kind of a coming home, for us to be able to come back to the place where we were founded, had our inaugural conference, visiting the White House and doing all the things 10 years ago. And this time we are going to be focusing on really just self-care. So we're always having our ladies give back to the community and raising funds and awareness for different, but we're having them focus on themselves, and really that self-care is so imperative to be able to give to your family, your business, and to all those other people. So we're going to have some time to power down with some health doctors coming in and talking to us about making yourself a priority.
And
And then having
what are the dates you guys are coming?
we will be in DC May 3rd through the 5th, and some ladies will come in a little bit earlier on the 2nd to try to take advantage of going to the Smithsonian Museum of African American History. So a lot of people are excited about that as well. But we're going to take in some wineries and wind down, in the spa, and just have some time to reconnect and build each other up to get back on there and take on the second half of this year.
Well,
That sounds awesome.
hope to see you. We hope to see you.
I heard a lot
Call me,
about you,
girl.
Ramonda.
Call me.
We're running out
What
of
was
time.
that?
Yeah, so thank you so much. We'll have to have
Thank
you back
Ramonda.
on.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Good to hear
Thank
from you both.
you. All right. Well, we were normally going to go to break and bring back another call and another person who is in the studio. But at this time, without the break, because we have very little time left, is to bring up your guest. Yes.
Dr. Candace Williams.
And we'll give her the mic for her right there. And if you could span her in.
Candace is program manager for the NFL Players Association. She's a licensed professional counsel, mental health professional.
Yeah.
Thank you. Happy
We only
to be
have
here.
2 minutes,
Sit down,
y'all.
girl. Okay.
So, okay.
What's your role in pro sports as far as mental health?
Well, I, like you said, am a licensed professional counselor. In pro sports right now, what I do is I work in transition. So I work with former NFL players who are looking to start a new life post their NFL careers. So exploring all the different things that maybe they didn't really think about or had time to think about while they were playing professional sports. So whether that be entrepreneurship, going back to school, being great fathers and great husbands. It runs the gamut in terms of, but just mostly focusing on holistically their life and what they want to do.
And what do you think are...
I have one little question
Sure.
because the mental health that we put up on the Facebook, I want to make sure that the people hear a little bit about that, if you don't mind. What do you feel is the biggest onset of mental health, why that happens?
Well, think about it. It's transition, and sometimes it's adjustment. I tell people there's mental health, there's distress, and then there's mental illness. And a lot of the times with mental health is us optimizing our well-being, working at an optimal level, and then there are things that happen to us in life, and then, it causes us to be distressed, and we can either have depression, anxiety, those things manifest, and usually when we try to get back to baseline is when we try to get that optimal wellness. And then there are times where if we do not plug into a resource or any type of treatment or support, it can lend itself to mental illness. And it could go untreated and continue to manifest or exacerbate and get worse.
You may want to get her information so people can get a hold of her, so we don't run out of time.
Okay. You want to share it?
And come a little closer.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
My live TV.
You can contact me at myndmentalhealth.com. I actually have a private practice. It's called Mind Mental Health and Wellness Group. Or you can reach me at 202-810-3361.
Yeah, I'd like to have the whips back on my dime to actually talk about mental health. Is very, very dear to my heart. Any last words, Gisette?
I mean, if you're in need of help, please seek it. That's the number one thing. African Americans are 20% higher in terms of experiencing mental health versus any other race in the country.
Well, I just have one thing. What about the people that don't have health insurance that are suffering from mental illness?
Well,
where do they go?
There are community resources. United Way is a good resource in the D.C. area. Usually, if you have a different community hospital or university, they do offer free services for
you.
Okay,
people in the community.
Time's up. I know you wanted more. Maybe we'll have it on the Facebook, but thank you so much for tuning in to Whips Unscripted on the Renee Allen and Friends Show. God bless.
Good night.